Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks, but it's Blu-ray Cinema. On to another video today. Today I'm talking about upcoming releases. Usually I don't like to because I like to talk about stuff that I like or stuff that should be talked about. But today I'm going to talk about the Dark Backward a little bit and Stranger Things, like Stranger Kids or whatever you want to call them. Because, okay, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, if you watch my video, I talked about possibly talking about the Dark Backward and showing you pictures and stuff of it, but I really can't right now, so I'm going to talk about for a few minutes and then go into Stranger Things, and that'll be the video for today. But hi, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well and everything like that. Dark Backward is going to come out on Blu-ray made from Sony Pictures, which is weird to me because it's more of a niche. The Dark Backward is more for a niche company like Arrow, Shout Factory, Kino, possibly Kino, something like that, or Finger Syndrome, or like Fun City Editions or something like that. That's what it's meant for. Not meant for Sony to pick it up. But I'm glad Sony did. That's come out in the middle or the 4th week of May. And like to say, it's, as I said, it's got a great cast. It's got cameos by James Caan. Got Claudia Christian in it. Has who can I say? Laura Flynn Boyle. And it stars Bill Paxton and Judd Nelson off of The Breakfast Club and stuff like Blue City and stuff, where he tried to make a name for himself. So here's some facts. The Dark Backward did not get made until Judd Nelson signed on it, because it was sitting there for years. Written by a 19-year-old Adam Rifkin. Because you see, Adam Rifkin's career, he played one of the teenage kids or thugs in 16 Candles, and he did other little films here and there as a little cameo, or was in film to get his footing, I guess, deciding to be an actor or not. And so he just directed stuff, and he directed his first film in 1987-88, starring Nicolas Cage, which I don't know if that ever will be seen to the public, or that might be short, I don't know. And he had someone in that smaller film, I think Laura Flynn Boyle. No, wait, he had Judd Nelson as a police officer, so that's why he cast him, I guess. And it only had a budget of $700,000, and it's just weird. Strange is seen to be belief. It's odd. Is it an effed up movie? Not necessarily, but it kind of is, and it's filthy, it's dirty, it's disgusting. And it's about a guy who's wants to be a comedian, but Bill Paxton, who's a friend who plays the accordion, is his other friend who is a garbage man, and he pushes his friend to be a comedian. But Bill Paxton doesn't understand his jokes, or says, "Oh, I laugh at him," but isn't really laughing at him. Where Bill Paxton is paying attention to all these other women, and to 3 fat, obese women. I won't call them obese, but back then they did. But this film came out in 1991, so it's 1992. Okay, and so John Nelson's trying to be a stand-up comedian, so he's a garbage man by day, kind of comedian at night, where the jokes really don't hit. They're not really jokes. I don't know what they come, but not really jokes. So, on the course of one day, he noticed this bump on his back. And he kind of has a relationship with Laura Flynn Boyle, which after a while that don't work out. I'm not going to spoil it there, but it don't. And all of a sudden, an arm goes on his back. and to, and also you got Wayne Newton. Yes, Las Vegas Wayne Newton in the film. And so Wayne Newton is the agent who gives Judd Nelson and Bill Paxton a shot after like 2 times of of doing this crap and stuff like that. And and I know some YouTubers who collect movies are gonna buy this movie, and they either saw it in the past or they didn't, or they're not my age where they saw on HBO or on pay cable when that was a thing. So yeah, but you got like Bill Paxton eating dog food and doing something disgusting in the junkyard, which I'm not going to say here because I don't want to say and offend a lot of people, especially women. I don't want to do that, and I won't. But I know some people are going to buy that film, say, I never heard this, what is this? And then they watch it, they go, and it's going to turn them off. I know a couple YouTubers, they have channels, it's going to turn them off. One YouTuber or 2 YouTubers, it won't, besides myself, but 2 other ones. I mean, especially, are going like, I like Bill Paxton. What is this? This is not what, I want from Bill Paxton. And you're right, but also he did this film because he was in independent work. After he did, let me say something about this, okay? About Bill Paxton, why he did the Dark Backward, because after he did Weird Science, he did Terminator, Commando, cameos in both. He did Weird Science and Aliens, and a couple, after that he did independent while he does a film called Pass the Ammo, which has to have a DVD/Blu-ray. And he did the film Roger Corman called Brain Dead. Not the Peter Jackson one. Roger Corman, Brain Dead. Okay? Which has Bill Pullman in it, which is a good sci-fi film. He did The Vagrant, and he does a film called, The Dark Backward. Because, he has to, do something with his career. He's not going to Bill Paxton was a guy who did a lot of independent horror stuff and independent weird films back in the day. So don't blame him for doing something that, he wanted to do that was like weird, kind of like disgusting, but half the people like it and half of them don't. So I'll put, so just to warn people about the Dark Backward, that you may, if you buy it, just be warned, you may not like it because there's scenes in there that are going to say like, going to probably either piss you off or creep you the fuck out. And I'm letting you know that right now on the get-go. But I mean, stuff does pay off, but it's going to turn some people off. I know it will. I rewatched it, and yeah, it's like, do I really want this at a film like this at my age? But then again, it's like, it's interesting. It's quirky. Well, not too quirky, but if you can stand some of the material like in the beginning, then I think you can work your way through it. If you can't, then then it's not a film for you. And I think while YouTubers are going to be either turned off by it, or they're going to. I'll tell you this right now: if you don't know about the Dark Backward and pre-ordering it or debating about buying it, please debate. Just debate, and and stream it, or somebody has it. If they have the old DVD, borrow it, watch it, or if you can, or stream it on something where you can find it. And I think you can stream it on YouTube. Not to give YouTube a shout out, but I think you can stream it on YouTube. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And everybody's all sweaty and in it. And it's like, oh, it'll just turn a lot of people off. But I'm not going to tell you the end. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But the scenes happen. I mean, scenes happen. Bill Paxton is the guy in the film that pushes it through, that pushes the story through, makes the story go. If it wasn't for Judd Nelson and the acting and the good acting by him and Bill Paxton, I would say, forget this film. The film is awful. It's horrible. It's a piece of garbage. You don't need it in your collection. You don't need it in your life. And I'm telling you that as a movie lover, as a movie collector, as a film buff, as a film lover, as a guy, who runs this channel, is telling you that, like, Dark Backward, it'll be 50-50, or at least it'll be 70-30. 70% will hate it, the 30% are going to love it. So it's not like a surge. It's not like a big warning, but I'm just letting you know, guys out there, that it's not the Bill Paxton you're used to, or it's not like the Frailty. Years later, he decided to direct, the Frailty Bill Paxton, or the one in Nightcrawler Bill Paxton, or the Weird Science Bill Paxton, or the one in Aliens, the shoot 'em, gun ho Bill Paxton, or the one who gets killed by a Terminator Bill Paxton, or the one who ended up in the tornado movie Twister, that movie where ended up with drama and action films, Bill Paxton. No, this is where Bill Paxton, in a little pocket of time, started in little weird, sometimes quirky, sometimes black, you call them black comedies, independent films during like a 5 or 10 year span, amount of time, little decade of time. I say from probably 1987 to at least till 97, 98. Just a little pocket of time. He did Biff Film Hill there, and he did Twister, he did that little stuff, but mostly it's independent. Some became hits, some were misses, and some were in between. This is the one that's kind of like in between for some people. And that's about it. And tomorrow I'll talk about Stranger Things. So, hope you liked the video. Please comment below, and you know what to do. And I'll see you next. Bye.